If I ask you if you know the girl group KATSEYE, you might be like, I'm not sure. But if you're plugged into pop culture, I think by osmosis you would know a little bit about them. KATSEYE is a 6-member girl group mostly known for going viral for their songs Gnarly and Touch, and also for their Better in Denim Gap ad. The group was formed through a reality competition show called Dream Academy, where the girls went through it. I didn't watch the show because I feel like I would feel so angry on behalf of the girls, because basically the producers lied about the fact that these girls will get eliminated from the show through votes. Like, they didn't tell them beforehand. A little bit of transparency would have been good instead of like tossing them into the wolves. I don't know, like that's how I feel. Anyway, so these girls were like fighting for it, right? And mind you, these girls are around like 15, barely even 20 when they did the show. Like, way to exploit them, honestly. Anyway, through that process, they created the girl group KATSEYE. And I have to say that the girls from KATSEYE are incredibly talented in their own rights. However, a lot of people have criticisms towards their songs, namely the fact that they mostly do what people on the internet dubbed Dubai Labubu chocolate matcha music. It's a very funny term, but from what I gathered, it's that KATSEYE has this tendency to release songs that have nonsensical lyrics like boba tea, gnarly, fried chicken, gnarly, or eat zucchini. Those two snippets come from their song Gnarly, one of the songs that put them on the map, and Internet Girl, their most recent release. I would say when KATSEYE released Gnarly, this song is kind of an outlier from their discography, but the release of Internet Girl made a lot of people wonder if this is the direction that KATSEYE will take, making songs with nonsensical lyrics and barely any singing, and that rightfully frustrated a lot of people. Because where's the singing? Where's the artistry? Like, they're a music group, right? Personally, I don't like Internet Girl, but I do like Gnarly. Don't come at me. I just think like it works, and I will explain why in this video. So sit back, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, and come with me on this journey as I tell you why I like Gnarly. I have to give a disclaimer that I am not a musician. I do like analyzing media though, so I will be approaching it from that lens more so than like the musical lens. With that in mind, I do hope this video can provide an interesting perspective to this discourse, because I saw a lot of people hating on Gnarly, and you know what, like, it's valid. I think it's valid for you to feel that way. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I'm not really here trying to convince you that Gnarly is some sort of grand music that people misunderstood. I just want to provide some perspective on why Gnarly works better than Internet Girl for me, and maybe for some people as well. But after this video, let me know if you agree with me. Anyway, the reason I got into KATSEYE is because I saw a thumbnail for their song Game Boy, and I'm like, who's this pretty girl? That girl is Manon, actually. But I didn't watch the video, I didn't listen to the song, but I did watch Ashley Norton's deep dive into international girl groups, which has a significant portion dedicated to KATSEYE. I got super curious about the group, so I listened to Game Boy and then I watched the video, and I really like Game Boy. I think it's a really good song, and I sort of wish that KATSEYE would release more songs like that. But anyway, through those two entry points, I went into a rabbit hole, as you do, and of course I got exposed to Gnarly. My first impression of the song is, you know what, I like it. I thought it was over the top, it was goofy, but it was fun. It does sound annoying, but I think that's the purpose of the song. The lyrics to Gnarly are so goofy that I refuse to believe that someone didn't have a laugh or didn't have fun writing the lyrics. Like hottie hottie, like a bag of Takis. Tell me, someone picked up a pen, wrote that lyrics down, and think they're going to win a Nobel Prize for writing down that lyrics. I think those people are just having fun. That's not to say that the lyrics have no intention. I feel like with Gnarly's lyrics, it's quite reminiscent of those songs where they're like, I'm rich, I'm hot, everyone wants me, they're so jealous of me, everybody wants to be me. With Gnarly, this type of lyrics is dialed up to 11, to the point there's this heightened sense of reality. That's also why I feel like there's a lot of allusions to brands like Takis or Tesla, I guess. And you can also see this through the excessive use of slangs. The instrumental also supports this idea, my idea, at least, I feel. The song sounds overproduced and messy. For some people, it might sound unpleasant to the ears, and I think that's the point. Unpopular opinion, I feel like songs these days, particularly K-pop music, they tend to sound overproduced. It overstimulates me sometimes because it's like they're trying to cram so many sounds into one song. Instead of focusing on the melody, it's about whoever can make the noisiest beat. I don't like that. That's just not what I want from my music. What happened to singing? And I know that KATSEYE is not a K-pop girl group per se, but they are created by Geffen with Hypebeast, and they went through the Korean training system, so I feel like they're kind of adjacent to K-pop somewhat for me. Anyway, because a combination of these things, these like ludicrous lyrics and noisy beats, I feel like Gnarly is a song that satirizes and parodies this new trend of music. It registers to me that this song has a self-awareness and it's trying to say something, trying to make a commentary on these sorts of songs by being an over-the-top version of these songs. And that's why I think Gnarly has quite some fans, including myself. However, sadly, the management team saw the success of Gnarly and completely misses the point of the song, because of course they do. They're a business. They're always missing the point. With Internet Girl, KATSEYE ended up releasing a single of what they were parodying. They became a parody of themselves. For context, like I mentioned before, when Gnarly was released, it was an outlier in the KATSEYE discography. Previously, their music has been more low-key and subdued. Touch is a very good example of this. Debut, their first song, is definitely more upbeat, but it's not as chaotic or random or noisy as Gnarly. For their debut EP, I say Hypebeast and Geffen were trying to cultivate a softer image for KATSEYE. The EP is literally called Sis. Soft is strong. While the EP did pretty well, I don't think Hypebeast or Geffen have a specific idea on the image that KATSEYE should have. Gnarly is probably an attempt to see if a different direction, like the more edgy girls direction, would work for the girls. And sure enough, Gnarly took off because it's different from Touch, which is KATSEYE's most popular song at that time. And Gnarly is polarizing, and it got a lot of people talking because the song is weird. But nonetheless, Gnarly is still successful, even if it's got people who don't really like this song. The song still got viral because, again, people were talking about it. To follow up Gnarly, KATSEYE released a song that's not Dubai Labubu Chocolate Matcha style song. That song is Gabriella. And it's not as talked about as Gnarly because Gabriella is a good song. Like, that's just it. It's just a good song, and there's nothing much to talk about it. The song is competent enough that it doesn't create this discourse, and without the discourse, there's not as much publicity. Instead of getting more publicity from Gabriella, they got more publicity and attention from the internet from doing the Gap jeans ad. I think that's why Hypebeast and Geffen decided to release Internet Girl, to capitalize on their internet popularity and to also create another Gnarly situation. Internet Girl is very polarizing, and this one, I agree, deserves the criticisms. When I first heard the song, I couldn't really hear the lyrics because the only sound they had was from when they performed the song on their tour. The song was only performed on the tour, and it wasn't until later that they released it as a single. But around that time, I couldn't really hear the lyrics, but I thought that the melody and the instrumental were okay. But then I heard the lyrics and I was like, confused. I understand what they're trying to do with this song. The girls are internet girls. Even Manon, before she joined KATSEYE, she's already an internet girl. She was incredibly popular on Pinterest for just being pretty. Side note about Manon, I do hope that she's okay, and I hope that Hypebeast and Geffen will treat her better. And I do hope that she stays in the group because I feel like she's part of KATSEYE as much as the other girls. It wouldn't be KATSEYE without her. I think like all the girls form KATSEYE, so I do hope that she's okay and that they will try their best to like treat her better. I think they villainize her. Anyway, Internet Girl is a song that responds to that internet popularity. On the website Genius, it says, the meaning of Internet Girl by KATSEYE is about the pressures of being a woman on the internet with being judged, hated, compared, and sexualized. The hook of the song Eat Zucchini being a reflection of how diet culture impacts young girls' minds, and I Want You, I Want You, I Want You speaking to how women are objectified and sexualized. That excerpt is the most common interpretation of the song, and that's a community-contributed analysis. This could very well be the intention of the songwriters, but I certainly don't feel these themes coming through in the song. I feel like Internet Girl lacks the self-awareness of Gnarly. The lyrics doesn't have the wittiness of Gnarly as well. Before anyone comes at me, I know Gnarly sounds very goofy, but for Gnarly to sound consistently goofy from start to finish means someone actually wants it to sound goofy. There is intention in the fact that it is consistently ridiculous. Whereas with Internet Girl, I feel like that's not really the case at all. Like, it's not consistent. It's inconsistent. The lyrics goes, haven't you heard? I'm the internet girl. Yeah, it isn't my fault that it's always my turn. What's the word? What's the word? I'm the internet girl. 10 out of 10, yes. Not maybe. That's just how my mama made me. It's all too much, I fear. I'm getting out of here. Then it goes to the infamous eat zucchini. I feel like the first is more straightforward as lyrics, but then when they hit eat zucchini, it becomes weird. I feel like either play the lyrics straightforwardly, consistently throughout the song, like talk about the struggles of being an internet girl in a literal sense, or lean into the ridiculousness of eat zucchini throughout the song. Because like I said, right, like in the beginning, the lyrics are pretty normal, and then suddenly you're hit with the eat zucchini, which Lara, one of the members of KATSEYE, confirmed means eat a dong. So it's not really commentary on the diet culture as people claim, although it can be interpreted as such. However, it's still a weird line to have in the middle of a song where the other lyrics are more straightforward. Eat zucchini might fit in more with Gnarly because Gnarly is a strange song from start to finish, but Internet Girl is not as strange as Gnarly. It's as if the songwriters are like, oh, we need something really silly in the middle of the song to get people talking about it, and as a result, it just creates this mismatch of lyrics. I also talked about how Gnarly parodies and satirizes the I'm so cool, I'm so rich type of music, right? However, Internet Girl, I feel, is literally that song. Like, aren't you jealous that I'm the internet girl type of thing? Sure, you can say the song is about more than that, like it talks about the pressures of being famous. The lyrics did say it's all too much, I fear, I'm getting out of here. But then that's undercut by being followed by eat zucchini immediately. A lot of people also pointed out that the song sonically seems reminiscent of Disney Channel songs, and I agree. But what's the idea behind that then? Why did the songwriters decide to pair the lyrics and the message with this tune and instrumental? If we're to overanalyze, it could be an attempt to draw parallels between KATSEYE popularity with Disney Channel or Nickelodeon stars, maybe commenting on how the young people from both places have a complicated relationship with being in the public eye and being judged. But is that even what they're trying to do, or are the producers just reheating Gnarly's nachos only to completely miss the point of why Gnarly works? At the end of the day, this is a business. Hybe and Gavin saw that Gnarly is popular, so based on that trend, they tried to make music similar to that, something controversial that sadly doesn't really highlight the girls' musical talents. I know the girls mentioned they want to do more substantial music, but at this early of a stage in their careers, I fear that they won't have a lot of input on what they can do. They're still at the mercy of Hybe and Gavin making decisions for them, and they're still trying to mold KATSEYE into whatever is the most profitable, I suppose. I hope this changes soon for the girls though, so they will have the space to explore their artistry and creativity. However, us as customers also have the power. If you don't like Internet Girl, then don't stream it and don't even save it on your playlist. Just because you like the artist, it doesn't mean that you have to like all of their projects. You are free to say that you are not happy and you would prefer them doing a different type of music. And that starts with voting with your wallet and with your streams. But what do you guys think? Do you like Gnarly? Do you like Internet Girl? Have you even heard of KATSEYE? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, please like it, comment, and share it. Overall, engage with the video and consider subscribing to the channel too for more commentary or video essays or silly little videos. Next video, I think, will be reminders of him, which I'm committed to watch on opening day so I can push out the video faster because I'm usually late to the train and I will not be late for this one. I'm going to buy the tickets after this, I think. Because I have to make a big girl purchase and that requires a laptop. This is where we have to say goodbye. Have a good day, dusk, dawn, night, evening, middle of the night, 3 a.m. whatever time it is that you are watching this video. And I will see you next week as we discuss reminders of him and Pauline Hoover. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Bye.